Hey, welcome back. Hopefully you guys are all having a good morning. It's Saturday right now. It's about 9 a.m. right now. So I just want to give you guys a quick update of what I got going on today. So I'm gonna turn the camera around, hold on. So yes, I did not do any documenting or videos of what I did on the last job. So we're spraying all the parts, knocking all the small parts off. I'll explain that in a second. So just the other week, I had sprayed the front bumper and the hood together, trying to spray all the parts that I can off the car. In fact, I'll show you a photo right here of it on. There you go. And the hood, I'll show you right here. I'll post a photo right here. Bam. Yeah, they're looking good. So the explanation for that is this place is not big enough. Well, it is big enough where I can put all the cars and all the parts in here, but I don't like to be overwhelmed. I like to break all the small parts down and spray everything I can separately. Either the car gets sprayed first and the parts last, or vice versa. But in this case, we are breaking all the small parts and spraying that all out and getting it out the way completely. That way, when we get to the car, the bigger picture, all I got to worry about is just the whole car, maybe moldings in the door handle. We'll see if I get to those or not. But that's what I'm planning on doing, and just wanted to give you guys a quick explanation of what I've got going on right now. They just dropped off the rear EM1 lip. Back in the days, we never seen these much. They were really rare. In fact, they're still rare now. If you can get your hands on one of these, they're crazy expensive. But yeah, that's just a quick explanation of what's going on. This is not the main subject today. Yeah, we are going to be mobile today. We're going to be traveling to the homie Jake's house. He has an Accord over there. He's got a real cool project. I haven't asked him for permission yet, but if you see the next part of this video, that means I got permission. So that's kind of obvious. I went to Harbor Freight and I purchased a new MIG welder. I had this one for quite a long time, pretty much almost my whole career. Well, I had two of them. The shop got robbed. They took the other one, second one. But I got really tired of freaking loading this thing up and going mobile because, you know, I noticed a lot of people they always need some sort of work done or welded, or, you know, where they don't want to tow their car or whatnot. But I got really tired of loading this because it takes like 2 or 3 people. This thing is heavy. So I just said, you know what? I get so much work where I'm traveling here and there for friends or families or even customers. So I was like, you know what? I'll purchase something like this, the Vulcan. And this is legit. I mean, I thought about the titanium. I think it's titania or titanium, whatever, the green machine at Harbor Freight, which is legit too. But I went with the Vulcan just because I'm more on the, I guess, hobbyist professional side. So I needed something really good. So I think we're going to pack up everything and let's get going right now. I'm going to show you guys what we got going on. Alright, looks like we got about everything. Even though we feel like we got everything, I swear we always miss something, but at least we got all the important stuff. So let's get on the road so we can get to working and get done and be done for the whole day. Alright, let's buckle up and time to get going now. You guys think I could roll in the carpool lane with this guy? He is a passenger, weighs as much as a person. One way to find out. Just kidding, he ain't worth it. So since we got about 25 minutes drive, I'm just gonna ramble on, and if you guys want to know more about this welder, it's I bought it from Harbor Freight. It's a Vulcan brand, MIG-Max 215, dual voltage. You can run it on the 120 or the 240 outlet. They have a adapter plug for that also. I believe this is not no Harbor Freight brand. It's a ESAB brand, which if anybody that's in the welding industry, they know that brand. It's a really great brand. I'm hearing and researching that they're the one who actually manufacture and make these welders right here. That's why they're so good. I actually know quite a few fabrication shops, local shops around here that are that they actually swapped over from the blue machine to these. I'm not sure why, but that's what they prefer, and they're like a 7-man team. They make metal shelvings and all that, and they love this brand. But this is my first time using this one. I've used the Harbor Freight stuff like 30 years ago or 25 years ago, the cheap Chicago one, and they work. Yeah, I just want to say the Harbor Freight has came a long way. They're not just cheap stuff. They actually have their professional, higher end tools and equipment. And I shop quite a bit over there. I used to be a Snap-on head and Matco person. I no longer do that now, unless I need a specialty tool that they carry, and that's just about it. I mean, Harbor Freight, man, they're killing it right now. Welders for sure, fabrication side, yeah. Hobbyists, even some profession side, you know. I'm on the hobby side, but I do it as a profession also. I would like to practice more because I'm not that great at it. I'm still just mediocre, do good enough type deal. But yeah, so thank God for the wife. She pushed me into getting this because for years I kept contemplating on getting a smaller machine so I can be more mobile. As you can see in the previous video earlier this morning with the Snap-on, how big it was. Hopefully you guys can tell how big it was. It weighs as much as it looks. It's pretty heavy. It takes multiple people to pick it up, load it in, unload it. Becomes a chore. It becomes not fun anymore. And the wife just wants to make my life easier, so she said, let's just go get it. She insisted. I kept saying no. She insisted, let's go. She got in the car and said, let's go. She was not joking. She got in the car and said, let's just go get it. Had to search around a couple stores because they were sold out. But I just want to say thank God to my wife. You know, this is all an investment. I would rather use this money to go buy some clothes and shoes and something nice for myself. But these investments, for me, it makes my life easier and it makes me money. So yeah, enough about that welder. We are getting close to our destination. And when I get there, I will break down exactly what we're going to do with the welder. And maybe if I get permission, if I can show the car this project. This is a really huge project coming up. And so you know what? I will update you guys when we get there. All right, we arrived. And say what's up to the homie Jake. What's up, Jake? A really cool setup in here with this project car you've been working on for a minute. But I'm gonna hand the camera down and let him explain everything because he's really good at talking. Ain't that right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Morning, Jake.
Yeah.
All right, you go ahead and do your thing.
Oh, so what do we do here?
Let's explain to them what we are actually doing. You know what? How about you just break it down and explain everything? You know, this is your build. This is a freaking awesome build. There's a lot of details that you won't even notice until Jake breaks it all down, like all the custom catch cans that he designed himself. So you know what, Jake, go ahead and give it a little breakdown.
All right. Yeah, so this is a 94 Cord LX. And sorry if the videography sucks. This is my first time doing this. Yeah, it's a long-term build. I've owned the car for 10 years. It's been off the road for 7. Yeah, fully built G23. If you're not familiar with that, it's a F23 block, H22 head, fully built bottom end, forged pistons, rods. High compression. Like Visna said, I've actually designed the catch can. This is a cold air intake box. There's actually a velocity stack inside of that. And then a coolant reservoir. The chassis, you can see there, we got a chromoly half cage in so far. We're actually going to finish it here probably this year. It's going to be full cage. Rye wire mil spec harness. Chassis harness. So we got a fully spec'd out PDM setup, so relays, all that stuff's going to be gone. Custom shifter setup. This is a hybrid racing K-series shifter. Seat mounts, custom seat mounts. I'm pretty tall, 6'3". This is a full-blown race car. I want to be safe on the street with the cage, so we moved the seat back 8 inches. It's 1.5 inches off the ground. We got a OMP HTER seat. We're gonna have a second one in here. I got some other custom stuff. 17.9.5 Regas up front, 17.9 rear. Custom big brake setup. We're not going to get into that yet. We want to save some things for the debut of the car. Lots of one-off stuff. So shout out to the boys at Speed Factory. They take great care of me, local guys. Help through, this whole process, plus Visna and just all the other local cats here in the Pacific Northwest.
So who's the person that fabricated?
The homie Peter, AJP Automotive on Instagram.
He does great work. I gotta follow him on Instagram too.
Yeah.
I didn't know who it was, so.
Yeah, he's kind of low key. but he does amazing work. So
his work is amazing.
And then also Mike Tiga has helped out. He did the seat mounts, and then this this torque mount up front.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, Mikey has helped out on a lot of stuff as well. So just blessed with the people around me and the people that believe in the vision and the project and you know what we're doing. So
Pacific Northwest, man, it's a melting pot for a lot of great artists down here. That's for sure.
It's the best.
That's one thing we never had back then. But now that you can see it all around in social media, it's a big melting pot of great artists around here and passion.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the best way to explain it. It's the passion behind it all.
So maybe now that he gave you guys a little brief on this, let's show you guys exactly what we're going to be doing inside here with the MIG welder. You want to show them?
Yeah, all right. So I took the last couple weeks and removed all the seam sealer.
Hello again.
Look at that mug. Yeah, so the two seams from left to right.
All these right here?
Yeah, there we go. We cleaned all that out, cleaned all the seam sealer out, took it all down to bare metal. And then we got the front side as well. Also wiped everything down with acetone. When you're fabricating and welding with metal, you want to make sure everything's clean. And then we have these mounts here, these eye bolts. These are for the harnesses. They're tied into the seat mounts that we made. And then I have everything clocked, so that way all the eye bolts and everything are going to be facing the same way. Once we weld them in, it's going to be easy to clip in and look good too, right? And you want it to be functional, but
so these all four will be for the belt.
Yeah,
okay.
6-point harnesses.
6-point harnesses.
So the shoulder harnesses will tie into the cage, and then the rest of them will tie into the seat mount.
Oh yeah, this is going to be an epic build for sure. And Jake, thanks for having me a part of this.
Of course.
Yeah. So we are going to be welding these, so Jake was saying, down to there. But after we do all the stitch welding and all that, it should be pretty quick, I would think. And we're going to try to make it look as pretty as we can. It's a MIG welder and it's sheet metal. It's easier to make it look pretty when it's thicker metal.
Yeah.
But when it's sheet, you kind of it's a little sensitive throwing heat on that. But maybe we should start prepping and get at it right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, sounds good. We'll get at that.
right, we are done stitch welding, and I think we're gonna end this video. I'm gonna hand the camera down to the homie Jake, so that way he can give you guys a brief explanation of what we were doing. So I'm gonna do that right now. Hold up. Jake, here you go.
All right. Yeah, so I was just removing the seam sealer. This is kind of how it started. I was just removing the seam sealer, and Visna said, well, what are you gonna do once you remove it? And I was like, I don't know. He said, do you want to stitch weld it? And I was thinking about it. And so here we are today. So basically, we installed the seat here. First of all, let's get into stitch welding. We stitch welded, if I can get a good view of that. This seam right here, basically the mid panel to the rear panel. And then this whole seam right here, all the way across. And then also along the rockers, we also did some stitch welding. And then you can see the additional work we did was the seat mounts were already in. And yeah, that's a good view there. So you want to point out what we did here, Visna?
Yeah, so what Jake did was he put some holes. What size holes do you think you were?
Honestly, I don't know.
I can't remember the size.
I just use a stepped bit.
So, okay. So, pretty much a unit bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he put a hole in there. So we put a bung. So that way he can have a mounting point for, what are these for? The harness?
Yeah, so 6-point Willens harnesses.
Yeah, he had came up with an idea, and I thought it was a great idea.
Center mounts there. The two in the center actually hold the 6-point harness.
All right, so the under
locking mechanism.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. We got a lot done today. I'm gonna pass the camera back down to Jake.
Yeah, and so you can see here we got the harnesses mounted in. I didn't take the time to wrap these around the harness bar yet. They're just utilizing the anchor bolts down here. But eventually we're gonna wrap it around. There's going to be a lot more fab work, so it doesn't make sense to wrap them currently. But yeah, still got to get another seat. But basically, once we have another seat, I have 2 sets of harnesses. Passengers are going to be safe. And as I explained earlier, how far back the seat is. This is kind of one of my favorite parts. It's basically a touring car for the street. So
it's a tall ass dude.
That's why the seat's back so far.
So yeah, thanks for staying tuned and clicking on this video. This is not any work continued off from anything else. We're going to start making videos from this actually. So stay tuned for the next one. It might be the coupe, the one we're painting right now. And someone called the cops. He's trying to invite me to a Diddy party. Just kidding.